Ani Bojo Kinua, Brian Gwisquenzi, Digicaz, Mingan Dodim, Nashimi Nojba. My name is Brian Gwisquenzi. I'm from the Wolf Clan. I'm originally from Kip Croker Reserve. We got invited here to help bring our graduates in with like an honor song with the Young Thunderbird singers. I'm their mentor. I've been teaching them for about 15, 16 years now. And we don't have all our boys here. There's only a few of us that can make it because, you know, we're busy with life and stuff, and, you know, it happens. Plus, it's beautiful weather, so. So today, we're going to share a song with you all, and the song that we're going to sing, there's no words in the song. We do have songs that we sing in the language, and the songs that we sing, it's always about honoring or being grateful and thankful. So the songs that we don't have any words in them, that's when we come up with our own good energies and our own good thoughts, and it's also like a form of prayer. When we're singing, it's like a form of prayer. Even though there's no words, just the energy that the drum gives us is just, can't really explain it. It's just the vibrations. It's just really good energy that just feels really good, and it just makes you wanna move, I guess. You know, it's like a heartbeat. So the song we're going to share is an honor song, and there's no words in those songs. So when we think, when you hear the song, just like think about our graduates and just send that good positive energy to them, and like be grateful and thankful for them, and yeah. So with that, I'll say Chimigwech, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Miigwech.
Everyone, please be seated. Bonjour, Annie, Bouzou, good afternoon. My name is Céline Larivière, and I'm the Provost and Vice President Academic at NOSM University, and I have the honor to be your MC for this afternoon's convocation. Je m'appelle Céline Larivière et je suis la vice-rectrice aux études à l'Université de l'EMNO. C'est un privilège d'être parmi vous cet après-midi. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the young Thunderbirds for their powerful and respectful opening of today's convocation, grounding our ceremony in tradition, spirit, and community. Welcome to this spring convocation. Bienvenue à tous et à toutes. This afternoon, I would like to welcome special guests, delegates, and representatives who are in attendance at today's convocation. First, a warm welcome to Elders Ron McGregor and Gloria Oshkawison McGregor. My apologies. Welcome to NOSM University's esteemed Chancellor, Dr. Cindy Blackstock, our President, Dr. Michael Green, and to members of NOSM University's Executive Group and the Senior Leadership Group. I also welcome John Stenger, Chair of NOSM University's Board of Governors, and board members Craig Abatosaway, Dr. Christy Cote, Peter Tai, and Jason Tremblay. A special welcome to NOSM University's honorary degree recipient, Madame Maureen Lacroix, and to all of her family and friends that have made time to witness this special moment. I would also like to welcome Rodney Hawegabo, Chief of Whitefish First Nation, and MPP Jimmy West. Welcome to our dedicated faculty members from the Clinical, Human, and Medical Sciences Division, and our university staff who have made today's convocation possible. We acknowledge, of course, our families and friends of today's graduates, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. Bienvenue à toutes et à tous, et particulièrement à nos chers diplômés. In the spirit of truth and reconciliation, NOSM University respectfully acknowledges that our Pan-Northern campus resides on the traditional and ancestral lands of First Nations peoples whose history, culture, and wisdom continue to guide us today. Our university buildings in the city of Greater Sudbury and in Thunder Bay are located on the territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, specifically Atikameksheng and Wanapete First Nation, and Fort William First Nation. Reconciliation is an ongoing practice, a commitment to listening, to learning, and to building meaningful relationships. NOSM University is deeply grateful to the elders, knowledge keepers, and Indigenous leaders who have guided us, who continue to teach us how to approach medicine, community, and education with humility and respect. It is now my honor to welcome Elder Ron and Gloria to address the convocation.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Kinawea. She can the doma koshkish go quen go quendode. Of the ectomy which wendam nungo. Manda Madswin Kimina Gome Minanungo, we must say on. Manda Mikan Mampi a king. Jimmy which wendam ge Mama a king. Manda Mikan Yiken Dan, Gamina Gome, we must say on. Mino Adash. Mamwe Mountu Dong Mampi, Nikia. Mi gwetch dikit ge, mi shomisgis, skibuasiat minanungo, minwa de bikong, maba no comis de bikigis, skirwasiat, o de gishgungi inayajik, o de nango kang, im kibineske nanungo. Chimi gwach nikit ge nungo. Ge na no comic mino kinege go majikin. Divish go kinwe. Kejaganashim. So I'd just like to say welcome everybody and give thanksgiving for the day that we were given to walk this earth again and to breathe our breath of life again and to honor Mother Earth that knows our path here in life that we were meant to walk, which all brought us here today to be amongst each other, and to the accomplishments everybody has made, and giving thanksgiving to all those elements that nurture us and are our life givers, for without them we would not be here. And to thanksgiving for all the Sky Nation that take care of us, that take care of that realm that we're so curious about. So I say thank you to all, and also thanksgiving to all these graduates sitting here, and the path that led you to your gift, to awaken your gift that you were given when you came to this earth. The gift that you carry in giving thanksgiving, to help the people heal in life. Know that gift belongs to the people. You are given that to help people, to travel in kindness and love in your path, to all the people that you heal and help, to all nations of different colors that Creator put on this earth. I say thank you for that and the role that you have. I know how important it is. So I congratulate you, and also to the parents that supported you through here. I thank Creator of your understanding for the support of your families, your partners, your children, your community, your teachers, your instructors, everybody that helped you. And then also giving thanksgiving to your Creator of understanding, the passion that led you here to this day to receive your acknowledgement of completion. I am so proud of you. This is a brighter future that we look at in front of us, for we need more doctors that need to be home here to help our people. Say miigwech.
Bonjour, je connais them, this is cause, make the either one. What's in going to In the last little while, we've been part of NOSM, Laurie and I. We've seen and we've been to some of the orientation in regards to how the doctors, up-and-coming doctors, were going to be looking at the direction that they're going. And it was mentioned here a little while ago about truth and reconciliation. And to hear how NOSM and working with the elders and the knowledge keepers that were mentioned here, to see this come about in a good way. I want to acknowledge that mother up there holding her child. Last week in our community of West Senegal, Whitefish River, we have fasting ceremonies that go on for a week. And I believe last year there was one of the students that he came and he did his fasting in our community. And he's been over to talk to us once in a while. But to see that as through NOSM he came to be part of an understanding of our culture and our beliefs and our healing way of doing things for our mental and emotional. I see another baby up there, another woman holding up her mother holding. At our ceremonies there, we're noticing today that the young children are being part of something now. And to see in our community there the other day, the acknowledgement that those little ones were bringing forth, that they come to hear also, and they come to listen. So I must say miigwech here for the staff that I was given that honor to bring in. That's my first time carrying a staff. And I've watched it come to be with the other elders from the Thunder Bay, that we could do this today in a good way. So miigwech.
Miigwech elders. It is now my pleasure to call up to the podium Dr. Cindy Blackstock, NOSM University's Chancellor, to address the convocation.
So what a great honor to be here with you today on these traditional lands and with the elders and with the drummers, bringing in the spirit into this place. My warmest congratulations, most importantly, to each one of you, and the circle of love that surrounds you and made this day possible and will make your dreams possible in the future. Love is here today, but it's always been with you, even when you couldn't see it. It was in the hands that steadied you when your path felt a little uncertain. It was in the voices that encouraged you when the nights were long. And in the quiet pride carried by those who stand with you, who we kind of hope aren't going to be that quiet today. And those who could not be with you, but are here in spirit, surrounding you, so proud and holding your hand in this moment. It's also here in this NOSM community and in the community of Northern Ontario. It's in the faculty who challenged you. It's in the staff who supported you. It's in one another as classmates, where you learned and you struggled and you grew together. Love is not here just to make you feel good. It's a tool that heals. And importantly, it's a tool that builds. We have an example of how medicine was uplifted, both as a tool that healed and a tool that built, in our honorary degree recipient, Madame Maureen Lacroix, a registered nurse who raised a large family, and in her spare time, she helped bring a cancer care closer to the people of Northern Ontario, served as the first female president of Laurentian University, and even on the board of NOSM University. She knew that the power of love was in bringing people together, in bringing hands together towards a shared vision. And she reminds us that love is the greatest renewable resource. But it's only renewable if you give it away in great measure. And when we give it away, it grows stronger, and it helps us in institutions, in professions, and in our own life to really live fully. And at a time when there are those among us who sometimes want to use the differences, the way that we look, the way that we pray, who we love, to divide us, medicine, loving medicine, needs to reject that, and so do the rest of us. Because when we turn from love into the crevices of intolerance, we move towards darkness. And when, for all of us, that moment comes of uncertainty, stress, fear, or our own vulnerabilities arise, and we find that we have journeyed into that space where the light of love is becoming less clear, we must look back at it and embrace it to bring us back to solid ground so we can give fully and generously of our skills and our knowledge. Because love is medicine, and it will keep you during those moments when you don't know what to do next. It'll keep your curiosity alive. It'll keep your space open for different ways of knowing. And love is medicine that echoes past, even when the sutures are healed and when the symptoms are managed. Love will also give you the courage to do what's right. We all know what it's like working in a bureaucracy. So you'll need to have that in your back pocket. And your knowledge is going to make countless lives better, and you're going to save countless lives. But it's your love that's going to change those lives. So in these moments, especially at the end of life where there is no cure, and a journey to the great beyond is near, in these moments you still have perhaps your most powerful gift to give. And that is your presence, your hand, your heart, and your compassion. Because at that journey of the great beyond, it is the way that you love people into that journey that will be remembered by their families and all of those who love them. So there's something else about love, and that is that those of us who are in professions where we give love and we give care are often not very good at receiving love. And so we have to give the joy of giving love to those who are around us. Allow them to care for you. Allow them to love you. Not just the people in your family and your friends, but the patients, those unexpected moments where you give them the greatest gift of all, and that is to be kind to other people. So in that exchange, quiet or unexpected, you'll find the strength to continue and to sustain you and to remember why you entered medical school in the very first place. I have one other request where love is needed, and that is for us to all reject inequality and injustice no matter where it belongs. To never forget to use your voices, to see that inequality is embedded for people who have to travel distances to receive health care, in people who have got different needs or different lifestyles that require a special access to health care. We want everyone to receive the quality of health care they deserve in this wealthy country. So if love is a tool that holds us dear, it's also a tool that builds. Then we need to use that tool to close those gaps and to close the door on injustice and light the path forward so that everyone can live fully in the lives that they have. So let love guide you, listen deeply, and bring care closer to the people who need it the most. Because Maureen has shown us exactly what that looks like. Oh, and there's one other favor I have of you before I leave, and that is I'm hoping that your love and graduating energy plays out for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. So many congratulations to each and every one of you and your wonderful families and friends.
Thank you, Dr. Blackstock. It is my pleasure today to introduce the Professor Emeritus for NOSM University. Professor Emeritus is an honorary rank awarded upon or after retirement from active academic duties to such professors, associate professors, or librarians who have served NOSM University with distinction. This year, I have the distinct pleasure of bestowing this honor upon Dr. Amadeo Perisenti. Dr. Perisenti played a major role in the original curriculum design and initial accreditation of the undergraduate medical education program, where he served as the Theme 4 chair. He then accepted a tenured joint appointment as professor with both NOSM and Laurentian universities. After his tenure as Theme 4 chair, Dr. Perisenti then served as a facilitator of topic-oriented sessions, lectured for whole group sessions, and facilitated laboratories at the university in the areas of molecular oncology, immunology, and hematology. He will continue teaching at NOSM University as an emeritus professor and enjoys interacting with and challenging medical students. He also continues to train graduate students as part of his ongoing research on the development and validation of treatment response biomarkers in oncology. Please join me once again in congratulating Dr. Parasenti. I would now like to welcome Maxime Lacroix and Claudie Lafrenière to the podium to introduce this year's honorary degree recipient, Madame Maureen Lacroix.
Bonsoir, chers membres du corps professoral, diplômés, familles fières, amis et tous.
Maureen Lacroix is a respected nurse, educator, and community leader whose decades of volunteer service have helped transform healthcare in Northern Ontario. Known for her collaborative leadership and dedication to equitable access to care, she played a key role in building partnerships and strengthening health services across Sudbury and northeastern Ontario. She became the first woman to chair both the Laurentian Hospital Board and the Laurentian University Board, helping shape the future of healthcare and education in the region. She also served as chair of the Northern Cancer Research Foundation, where she advocated for cancer care initiatives and helped establish important collaborations between Health Sciences North, Laurentian University, and the Regional Care Centre. We stand here today grateful for our grandmother and the work she has done to advance healthcare in the North. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Maxime and Claudie. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of NOSM University Senate and as the chair of the Honorary Degrees Committee, I'm truly honored to request that you confer upon Madame Maureen Lacroix the degree of Doctor of Medicine honoris causa.
On behalf of the authority of NOSM University, and upon the recommendation of the Senate and the Board of Governors, it is my honor to present the degree of Medicine honoris causa to the incredible Maureen Lacroix, to enjoy all the rights, the privileges, and the honors that go to that degree.
Félicitations, Dr. Lacroix. I would now like to invite Claudie and Maxime back to the podium to speak on behalf of Dr. Maureen Lacroix. Maxime and Claudie.
Good afternoon. I am Maureen Lacroix's granddaughter, and with my cousin Maxime, we are proud to accept the honorary degree from NOSM on her behalf. Maureen would like to start by congratulating the graduates and acknowledging their perseverance and incredible achievements. Bravo. She would also like to express her sincere congratulations to Elder Teresa Fiddler, who received an honorary degree from NOSM University during the Thunder Bay Convocation ceremony on May 22nd for her courage in exposing inequities in Northern health services and for her Indigenous health advocacy. My grandmother is extremely grateful and humbled by this extraordinary honor. L'université a pour mission de s'engager à améliorer la santé des résidents du nord de l'Ontario en donnant la priorité aux besoins des communautés autochtones, francophones rurales éloignées et mal desservies. L'engagement de Maureen envers l'avancement des soins de santé et les soins aux patients pour la population du nord de l'Ontario s'aligne parfaitement avec la mission et les objectifs fondamentaux de l'université. My grandmother was the second of 7 children raised in Geraldton, Ontario. Her healthcare story began when she attended the St. Elizabeth School of Nursing in Sudbury and graduated as a nurse. The core characteristics she learned as a nurse, critical thinking, strong communication skills, and in particular a commitment to patient advocacy, defined what would become her legacy as a volunteer and a leader. She identified a need and acted on it. In her words, we started from scratch. NOSM is now firmly entrenched in the fabric of Northern Ontario. It is hard to imagine that it was once just the goal and aspiration of a group of engaged citizens.
There are many moments in our lives where we can remember thinking our grandmother really is one of a kind. Howling to the Full Moon is one of the stronger ones, no doubt. We can read about her contributions to the development of healthcare and how she made it accessible to Northerners in our community. The drive it took to achieve these goals was without a doubt very impactful. But our grandmother's true impact was the diversity of ideas that she brought to the table with her. It's obvious that she did not shy away from difficult undertakings, but patiently persevered despite skepticism. As we honor her tonight, let us be reminded that true change doesn't arrive with fanfare. It arrives in small, steady acts of care. Our grandmother taught us that community is a promise to keep, one neighbor, one phone call, one shared meal at a time. Her legacy isn't just the program she built or the hours she logged, it's the courage she inspired in all of us to look up, step in, and make a change. So, as we applaud her, let's also accept the invitation she's been offering our whole lives, to leave every room kinder than when we found it, and every person stronger than when we met them. Maureen, Mojo, Grandmama, you will always be to us the one who has a book to offer, a new topic to discuss, a sweater to offload, a tissue to give, and blueberries in the fridge. We love you.
Mojo.
Merci beaucoup, Claudie et Maxime. I would now like to welcome Dr. Lee Toner, NOSM University's Associate Dean, Undergraduate Medical Education, to provide words to the graduating class. Dr. Toner.
Bon, félicitations, Dr. Lacroix, toute la famille Lacroix. C'est tout un honneur. Félicitations. Graduating class of 2026, esteemed faculty, board members, friends, families, and honored guests. Bonjour, Annie, Bouzou, hello. Today is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, and possibility. It is a day you have worked towards through years of study, sacrifice, uncertainty, and growth. And while graduation marks the end of one chapter, it also marks the beginning of something much larger. Now that we're here all together, it just occurred to me that this might be a good time to review some of the lessons that we learned in Emergency Medicine Journal Club. So we can review likelihood ratios, pretest probability, predictive values, those sort of things. No? Okay, maybe we'll just cut predictive values. Yeah. In all seriousness, hopefully you remember some of those lessons, guys. But today is really an important, exciting day. Today, you become physicians. That title carries knowledge and skill, but it also carries responsibility. And so as you step into this profession, it is worth asking, what does it truly mean to be a doctor? Well, first of all, to be a doctor is to be invited into people's lives at moments that matter most. You will meet people on some of their worst days, days filled with fear, pain, uncertainty, or loss. People will come to you not only for answers, but for reassurance, compassion, and hope. In those moments, your presence will matter just as much as your expertise. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can offer is simply to listen, to sit beside someone in uncertainty, and to remind them that they are not alone. As one of my mentors used to say, they won't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Secondly, to be a doctor is to embrace humility and lifelong learning. Medicine will continue to evolve throughout your careers. When I graduated, during the last century, as my kids remind me, there were no iPhones or Amazon or let alone AI. But lots of things have changed since then. We didn't have COVID or SARS either, but we had to learn about that on the run. New discoveries will continue to emerge. Standards will change. Challenges we cannot predict will arise. The diploma you receive today is not the finish line. It is permission to continue learning, to stay curious, and to ask questions. Learn from your colleagues, your communities, and especially from your patients. The best physicians are not the ones who believe they know everything, but the ones who never stop trying to learn more. Secondly, to be a doctor is to bring clarity in moments of complexity. Patients and families will look to you to help make sense of difficult information and impossible decisions. You will need to translate science into understanding and uncertainty into guidance. The words you choose will matter, so speak honestly, speak clearly. You know what? Speak slowly. That's another one. And always speak with compassion. To be a doctor is also to be an advocate. At NOSM University, your training has taken place in communities across Northern Ontario in rural, remote, Indigenous, and underserved settings where access to care was not always equitable. You've seen firsthand the realities many patients face. Carry those lessons with you. Advocate for systems that are fairer, more accessible, and more compassionate. Remember that healthcare is not only delivered in clinics and hospitals, it is shaped by the voices willing to improve it. And finally, to be a doctor is to remain deeply human. There will be moments in your careers that test you. There will be exhaustion, difficult times, and days when this profession feels especially heavy. Days where you'll come home sad, exhausted, tearful, frustrated. Days where you just want to hug your family when you get home and just be grateful for what you have because of some of the things that you see. In those moments, protect the part of yourself that brought you here in the first place. Hold on to your empathy, hold on to your humility, and hold on to your capacity for kindness, both to yourself and others. Your humanity is not separate from being an excellent physician. It is central to it. Medicine is both a science and a privilege. It is the privilege of being trusted during life's most vulnerable moments. It is the privilege of helping others heal, cope, understand, and endure. Class of 2026, you are ready for that responsibility. You leave NOSM University not only with the knowledge and skills to care for patients, but also with an understanding of community, service, and compassion. That will shape the kind of physicians that you will become. We are proud of you. Your communities are proud of you. I know your families are proud of you. And the people whose lives you will touch, many of whom you have not even met yet, will one day be grateful for the care, integrity, and humanity that you bring to the profession. So congratulations, graduates. May you lead with wisdom, serve with compassion, and never lose sight of the extraordinary privilege that it is to care for others. The world needs the kind of doctors you are becoming today. Before we begin the conferral of degrees, I would like to remind family and supporters that we have a photographer over there, Jason, who will capture the moments that you graduate when your graduate crosses the stage. We ask that you kindly remain seated during that portion of the ceremony. Notice that I did not say that you should be silent, though. I'm not going to say that West is best, but last week at their graduation, families were pretty loud in supporting their graduates, so I expect a good effort from the East as well. So with that being said, we are ready. Madam Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I have the honor to present for their degrees those whose names will be announced that they may receive their degrees at your hands. Madame la Chancelière, en vertu de l'autorité du Sénat, j'ai l'honneur de présenter à leur grade les aspirants et les aspirantes dont les noms suivent afin que vous leur conférez ce titre. For the degree of Doctor of Medicine, doctorat en médecine. Sounds pretty good, huh? Lobna Abdel Dayam. Philip Bolduc. Danica Bongfelt. Tiana Bresson. Gabrielle Bruiser. Stephanie Chan. Heidi Cornell. Rachel Donnelly. Pascal Anne Doucet. Tess Dufour. Thomas Edwards. Emmanuel Etherington. Kimberly Friesen. Zachary Gagné. Ashley Gillies. Mary Granary. Kevin Hall. Lauren Hamill. Jonathan Hammond. John Lapp. Cynthia Larche. Johnny Lau. Félix Lavigne. William Legay. Daniela Lever. Jessamine Mallory. Mariah Messick. Amar Mohammed. Joanna Murtha. Liam Nickel. Stephanie Nolet. Mateo Rencia. Kristen Palumbo. Isabelle Paquette. Simon Paquette. Kush Patel. Annika Rancourt. Rosemary Rankin. Camille Riopel. Rachel Rising. Jenna Robert. Mackenzie Straub. Kyle Vader. Alexi Walk. Melissa Yao. And maybe just one last round of applause for the newest doctors and the team supporting them.
Madam Chancellor, by authority of the Senate, I have the honor to present for their degrees those whose names will be announced that they may receive their degrees at your hands. Madame la Chancelière, en vertu de l'autorité du Sénat, j'ai l'honneur de présenter à leur grade les aspirants et les aspirantes dont les noms suivent afin que vous leur conférez ce titre. For the degree of Master of Medical Studies, pour le grade de maîtrise en études médicales, Ethan Horner. And Riley Trottier. The candidates who are not present respectfully ask that you, Madame Chancellor, grant their degrees in absentia. Les aspirants et les aspirantes qui n'ont pu se présenter vous prient, Madame la Chancelière, de bien vouloir leur conférer le grade universitaire in absentia. Thank you, Madame Chancellor, and congratulations, graduate félicitations. It's now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Sean Sullivan, Assistant Dean, Resident Affairs, to the podium to recognize NOSM University residents who are in the process of completing their residency training. Oops. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour, Ani. My name is Dr. Sean Sullivan, and I'm the Assistant Dean, Resident Affairs at NOSM University. First, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate the new physicians in the room this afternoon, including Dr. Lurquois, as well as the Masters of Medical Science students. For the new physicians, for those of you staying in Northern Ontario for your residency, I look forward to getting to know you better over the next few years and helping support your journey. Now, it's my privilege today to recognize our medical residents who are completing training in the next few weeks. We have some of them joining us here this afternoon, either in person or virtually. As the physicians and learners in the room know, there are certain key formative moments in your medical training that are universal. The first time you wear a stethoscope, the first time you're called doctor, the first time you write an order or prescription without a co-signature, the first time you're able to brag to your non-medical friends about how many hours you've gone without sleeping. That one gets old very quickly. But two of the biggest moments are graduating from medical school and then finally completing training and becoming a fully licensed specialist physician in your chosen field. Today, we celebrate our residents who, after many years of hard work, sacrifice, and intense learning, are moving into independent practice. This year at NOSMU, we have graduates in the fields of anesthesiology, emergency medicine with specialty training in anesthesiology, general surgery, internal medicine, orthopedic surgery, pediatrics, and public health and preventive medicine. Now, it's customary in these speeches to give some advice to our wonderful new graduates. As you head off in a few weeks to start your practices, remember to have humility. Even with all your years of training, as Dr. Toner said, you still don't know everything there is to know about medicine. And even after graduation, you will always still be a learner. But I want to reassure you that you are ready. Your training across Northern Ontario and beyond has prepared you well for your role. Your field notes, EPAs, and charting have prepared you for the paperwork. And remember, you are never alone. You have your colleagues who are graduating alongside you, and your mentors who have taught you. And like generations of physicians before you, you can always phone a friend for those difficult cases. Remember to approach each patient with kindness and curiosity, ensuring each interaction is therapeutic, whether it be medically or sometimes just giving them some time and a listening ear. And the key advice, being a happy and fulfilled physician, remember what is most important. Because the reality is there will always be an unlimited amount of work. Find the part of your role as a physician that fills your cup and gives your work meaning, and make sure to build that into your life. Remember what makes you a unique individual outside of medicine, and ensure that you are taking time for you, your health, well-being, and hobbies, and most importantly, protect time for your family and friends. Life as a physician is often not easy, and it's the support and love of the people around us that help keep us grounded and make our work sustainable. So on behalf of postgraduate medical education and NOSM University as a whole, we are so very proud of you, and we look forward to following your careers and the impact you have on the health of our communities. We hope you will continue to teach and share your knowledge with the new residents who are starting in a few weeks. And remember, you are ready. You've got this. And finally, after many, many, many years, you finally have control over your schedule. So I'd like to ask any graduating residents who are present with us tonight to please stand so that we can congratulate them on this momentous occasion. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Sullivan. I would now like to invite Dr. Michael Green, President, Vice Chancellor, Dean, and CEO of NOSM University, to address the convocation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ani, bonjour, hello, bonjour. And I'll just start with Dr. Sullivan. I'm not sure they get their whole schedule back for our residents. C'est un moment tout spécial pour moi de vous souhaiter la bienvenue. It's my great honor and privilege to stand before you today, Madam Chancellor, respected elders, NOSM University, faculty, staff, honored guests, and proud friends and families. I would like to begin by acknowledging and thanking the elders for the opening blessing. Your words help ground us in this moment and remind us of the importance of connection, respect, and community. And to those who have just crossed this stage, this day belongs to you most of all. Congratulations, NOSM University graduates of 2026, my newest colleagues. Today is a celebration of your dedication, your perseverance, and everything it took to get you here. And also thanks to your families, friends, and everyone who's behind you here, because we know that they all helped you on this journey. Cette cérémonie d'aujourd'hui, c'est le point culminant d'un parcours, d'une grande étape, d'un moment où l'on s'arrête pour regarder en arrière et mesurer la distance que vous avez franchie. Le diplôme, que vous avez reçu aujourd'hui représente quelque chose de très important et vous avez toutes les raisons d'en être très fiers. We have already heard powerful reflections today from our honorary degree recipient, Madame Lacroix, from our Chancellor, Dr. Blackstock, and our faculty leaders. Each of those voices reflects something important about this moment and about the community that you are now part of. We heard a lot about love, compassion, and the importance of humanity in medicine, and that, to me, is such an important message to carry forward with you. We have also witnessed the conferral of degrees and recognition of residents and our Master of Medical Studies graduates. These are milestones, but they are also beginnings. As someone who joined NOSM University partway through your journey, I may not have been there at the beginning, but I know something of the path that you have traveled. Years ago, when I graduated as a new MD, a speaker stood where I am now and tried to describe what lay ahead. Looking back, I realize there's no way to fully capture it, but I will try to offer you a glimpse. The path you have chosen opens a very special door into the world. It is a career defined by challenge, responsibility, and privilege. But what makes it truly remarkable is something deeper. Every day you will move between what we understand about the human body and what we experience as human beings. Sometimes the ideas that stay with us the longest don't come from textbooks or lectures. They come from unexpected places, whether those are in clinic or in the rest of your life. For me, some of those have come from music. For those of you who don't know me very well, I studied violin, and it's always been a part of my life. Music actually played a major role in my choice of residency program, and in this way brought me to rural medicine and set me on my path, which now leads me to stand here before you. And as long as you don't do the math, I'll give the year. In late 1992, as CARMS was underway, I was an urban West Coaster with a lifelong interest in music. During my visit to St. John's for my interview, they were in person in those pre-Zoom days. I was in a lineup in the horizontal rain on a cold November night to see a newly formed local band that convinced me it was the place for me, as any place that was committed to music enough to stand out in that weather was worth exploring. That band was Great Big Sea. And I had the privilege of seeing them grow and getting to talk to the band members often during my years as a resident. They enjoyed tremendous commercial and artistic success for many years afterwards. Just recently, I had a chance to see Sean McCann, who struggles with alcohol, were one of the contributors to the band's dissolution. And I want to thank Craig, our board member, for sharing stories of Sean's time here working with youth on Manitoulin Island. He told me a powerful personal story about overcoming his challenges and becoming a mentor and motivational speaker to support people for whom addictions were impacting their lives. I already talked about his time here in Manitoulin. For many years, he really couldn't look back on his years and his success because of the association with the struggles that went with that. And he refused to sing any songs from his past with the group. Really disengaging from that part of his past, until a fan with her own struggles helped him see the value of the legacy he had built. Singing just one Great Big Sea song to help her heal led to his coming to peace with his musical past, embracing the amazing songbook and success he had had over the years with his bandmates together. I had the chance to hear him sing this recently a couple months ago, and hearing his powerful voice soar once again as he sang through that work and really embraced everything that he was inspiring. In the end, it was his compassion for that fan that helped him accept and acknowledge his many accomplishments that he had tarnished in his own mind because of the accompanying association with his challenges. His story speaks to ownership, perseverance, and the need to adapt along the way. What defined him was not that he didn't have obstacles or that he avoided them, but that he did not allow them to define him, and that he adapted, rebuilt, and kept going. Because the journey that brought you to this stage has not been a straight line. It has asked a lot of you, and your future career will as well. It has tested your confidence, your resilience, and perhaps at times your sense of who you are. Through that process, you have not only learned medicine, you have learned how to think independently, to adapt as circumstances change, to listen with compassion, how to keep going when things are difficult, and how to reach out for support and advice when you need it. And those lessons will matter most in the places you are going. If you're staying here in Northern Ontario, many of you will serve communities where access to care is limited, challenges are real, and where your presence will make a meaningful difference in people's lives, and that will go beyond Northern Ontario as well. In those moments, your knowledge will matter, but just as important will be your ability to listen, to understand, and to meet people where they are. At NOSM University, we speak often about health equity. At its core, equity begins with empathy, with listening, seeing the person in front of you and not just the condition. The same is true in research, in education, and in leadership. The best among us are not above or apart from others, they are with and for others. As you graduate today, you are stepping into the next chapter of NOSM University. We heard from Madame Lacroix about planting the seeds of a new university for Northern Ontario. Today, our new strategic plan, Rooted in the North, shows that we've really taken root and will be here to stay. That plan sets a clear path forward. It focuses on growing our impact, strengthening our relationships with communities, and improving access to care across the North. But this plan is not about the university, really. It's about you. It's the people that make up the university. You are us and all of our communities. It's not a campus in Sudbury and a campus in Thunder Bay. It's all across the North, wherever our learners, our staff, our faculty, and the communities that we serve are found. This is about the care you will provide, the trust you will build, and the role you will play in strengthening communities across the North and beyond. You are how this plan comes to life. This past year, we also marked our 20th anniversary as an institution, and today that legacy continues through you. You are now a part of a growing community of NOSM University graduates who are strengthening healthcare across Northern Ontario, and I want to thank our Hooders, especially those who are our faculty, parents, friends who've come here. It really shows the growth of our community and the number and diversity of our Hooders behind here, really, that community has grown. So we are so proud that you chose to be part of this journey. Thank you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, President Green. I would like to welcome Dr. Lee Toner back to the podium to initiate the medical coat ceremony for the graduating UME class. Dr. Toner.
All right, in a moment, MD graduates, you will rise to don your medical coat for the first time. It is embroidered with a nice NOSM logo. If you look at your name, there's a couple of letters in front of it that probably hadn't been there for most of your documents, but it is well earned, and it has your new name and your new title that you've earned with a lot of hard work and sacrifice. When you put it on, consider with humility that this simple garment, which, while to many is a symbol of learning and prestige, is most importantly a symbol of your enduring commitment to others, indeed to humanity itself. This ceremony signifies your transformer from learner to healer, one grounded in empathy, service to others, and excellence. The Arnold P. Gold Foundation established this tradition to emphasize the humanity at the heart of patient care. Just as importantly, we at NOSM University believe it to symbolize your dedication to equity in healthcare. Wearing this coat signifies your commitment to these values. I'll ask the graduates to please rise. And for the first time as a physician, please put on your new medical coat. Now, wearing the garment that you have rightly earned, surrounded by your loved ones, classmates, friends, and now colleagues, remember the oath that you take today. It is a pledge to help people to the best of your ability, live with dignity and well-being, your most sacred professional responsibility. The donning of this coat signals your transition from student to doctor. You're each one of the newest members of the medical profession with all the duties and obligations bestowed upon you. Wear your new embroidered NOSMU medical coat with pride as you go through the rest of the country and through your residency programs, or stay right here in Northern Ontario. It is a symbol of what you've done and who you've done it with and who you are today. Speaking of oaths, it is now my pleasure to call upon NOSM University alumna Dr. Noémie Robert-Lajeunesse, who will read the physician's oath with the graduating class.
Bonjour, hello, esteemed colleagues, guests, families, and graduates. My name is Dr. Noémie Robert-Lajeunesse. I'm an associate professor at NOSMU and a proud alumna. C'est un privilège extraordinaire de me tenir devant vous aujourd'hui, témoin de l'aboutissement de tous vos efforts inlassables tout au long de votre parcours de formation médicale de premier cycle. En vous regardant chacun et chacune, je ressens une profonde fierté et une grande admiration pour les personnes remarquables que vous êtes devenues, ainsi que les médecins exceptionnels que vous deviendrez. At the beginning of your journey, 4 years ago, I had the honor of reciting the physician's oath to you as you embarked on this noble path of medicine. Today, as you stand on the brink of becoming medical doctors, I'm deeply moved to see you prepare to recite those same words with me once more. Le serment du médecin, toutefois, n'est pas simplement un ensemble de mots. C'est une promesse solennelle, un engagement qui nous lie aux plus hauts principes de notre profession. Il témoigne de notre volonté de servir avec intégrité, compassion et un dévouement indéfectible au bien-être de nos patients. In the years to come, you will face moments of triumph and moments of doubt. You will witness miracles and experience heartache. But through it all, remember the oath you are about to take. Let it serve as the foundation of your medical practice and be your steadfast companion in the face of uncertainty. You may remember 4 years ago, I shared with you what the oath meant to me. At its core, a physician's oath is about respect. It's about respect for your patients. It's about respect for your communities. It's about respect for your peers, colleagues, learners, but most importantly, it's about respect for yourselves. It's through that practice of respect that I'm able to have a meaningful, an impactful, and a fulfilling medical career. And that is what I truly hope for each and every one of you. Now, as you prepare to take this oath again, I urge you to reflect on its profound significance. Let it serve as a constant reminder of the responsibility you're about to inherit. So I will now ask graduates and physicians who are present here today to please stand, and if you're able to, and find your oath card. You can choose the French or English version. I will be reading in French. Physicians, colleagues, if you want to stand as well. So class of 2026, assembled physicians, please recite the oath with me in the language of your choosing. En qualité que membre de la profession médicale, je prends l'engagement solennel de consacrer ma vie au service de l'humanité. Je considérerai la santé et le bien-être de mon patient comme ma première priorité. Je respecterai l'autonomie et la dignité de mon patient. Je veillerai au respect absolu de la vie humaine. Je ne permettrai pas que des considérations d'âge, de maladie ou d'infirmité, de croyances d'origine ethnique, de genre, de nationalité, d'affiliation politique, de race, d'orientation sexuelle, de statut social ou tout autre facteur s'interpose entre mon devoir et mon patient. Je respecterai les secrets que me seront confiés, même après la mort de mon patient. J'exercerai ma profession avec conscience et dignité dans le respect des bonnes pratiques médicales. Je perpétuerai l'honneur et les nobles traditions de la profession médicale. Je témoignerai à mes professeurs, mes collègues et mes étudiants le respect, la reconnaissance qui leur sont dus. Je partagerai mes connaissances médicales au bénéfice du patient et pour les progrès de soins de santé. Je veillerai à ma propre santé, à mon bien-être et au maintien de ma formation afin de prodiguer des soins irréprochables. Je n'utiliserai pas mes connaissances médicales pour enfreindre les droits humains et les libertés civiques, même sous contrainte. Je fais ces promesses sur mon honneur solennel, librement. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Dr. Robert Lajeunesse. Bon, maintenant, on va faire la prochaine étape. I would now like to introduce the valedictorian of the Sudbury graduating class, Dr. Matteo Arencia. Matteo is a 2026 NOSM University Doctor of Medicine graduate, as of a few minutes ago. He holds a bachelor's degree in Arts and Science from McMaster University and was a 2013 champion of the annual North Region May Long Weekend Fishing Derby. And he swears that he used to be really good at badminton at one point. Originally from Marathon, the question he's gotten the most through all of the tests, quizzes from preceptors and exams in medical school is, wait, do you know Sarah Newberry? He wants you to know that yes, he does, all of his life, in fact. Now, I first met Matteo during the first week of medical school, and I remember because Dr. Lajeunesse was also there reading the oath to this class. We were in the cavern at Science North. We still had masks. It was a little bit awkward, like we didn't know if it was cool or not cool to take off our mask and to be 6 feet apart, so it was an awkward part, so I'm glad we got through that. Since that time, I've been bumping into Matteo through hospitals and airports throughout Northern Ontario. So at various points, I could always count on running into Matteo here or there. Matteo is passionate about acute care, teaching, and all things Lake Superior. He's excited to be sticking around at NOSM University to complete an integrated family medicine and emergency medicine residency in Sault Ste. Marie. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Dr. Matteo Arencia.
I like this. This is nice. Man, it's so good to be here. I think I speak for everyone in my class when I say that after, the years of hard work and the late nights and the read my mind questions from preceptors, it's good to be here in these shiny white jackets with all of you guys to celebrate this huge achievement. I want to start by thanking everyone here, faculty, family members, in my case, one and the same, friends, and NOSM staff for everything you guys have done to make it possible for us to all be here today. I don't think any of us would have been able to do this without you, and it takes, at least at NOSM, more than a few villages to raise a doctor. And so I'm really grateful to all of you for having been part of that journey. I'm also really grateful to have been chosen to be up here and to speak with you guys. My mom gave us our first talk on the first day of medical school, and so it's a huge honor for me to be up here and give us one of our last. There are for sure some people in my class and maybe elsewhere who would look at me up here and say, "NOSM Nepo baby. There he goes again." And to those people, Mary, I would say, I'm 27 years old. How am I a baby? I still remember, actually, the first day of school. I showed up, like ratty H&M shorts, whatever, band T-shirt. I walked in the front door, and everyone was wearing business casual. And I was just like, oh, my God. Business casual at school? Like, what's going on here? Who are these people? I didn't know at the time that I had missed the email outlining the dress code. The first of many emails I'd miss over the next 4 years, if you can ask Tiana. I actually remember being on the phone with my parents that night and being like, I don't know, guys, like, everyone seems so formal and, like, so normal. I don't know about this. It took a few days of getting to know you guys and then watching Kevin like floss in the cavern and in front of everyone until I realized, like, oh, thank God, these people aren't normal at all. Like, this is gonna be awesome. You know, looking back, I don't think I realized during that first week how special of a group that I was joining. You know, this was a group of people who were kind and caring and unafraid to just be themselves, and were really all in on becoming doctors. We're really ambitious and driven and ready to dive in head first to whatever challenge medical school was going to throw at us. And I think that ambition is a really important part of what makes our class stand out. There's this story about ambition. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it. It's about a guy named Icarus, this old Greek guy. And he gets a pair of wings, and he uses them to fly super high, too high, actually, too close to the sun, and the wax on his wings melts, and he falls down into the ocean, and he dies. And that's the part of the story that we really fixate on, is the fact that he fell and the fact that he flew too high. You know, we tell it more often than not as a cautionary tale. But I read a poem one time that has really stuck with me, and it started with the line, you know, everyone forgets that Icarus also flew. And it kind of asks, you know, what if he wasn't failing as he fell, but just coming to the end of this triumph? And that's an idea that I think has really stuck with me. You know, what if the triumph is just in having tried at all and having been able to fly at all? We're a class that's taken on like some really ambitious, really tall tasks, you know. People have balanced being a parent with being a med student and having a baby in the middle of medical school. People have chosen to become family doctors and try to make a difference in a climate where I think that is really challenging and really daunting. And I know that there are lots of people who have overcome really big barriers to be up here today. Others of us are pursuing super competitive specialties or being really strong advocates for change at the school and in the community. And one of us even decided that the best way to spend his time in medical school was to build a sail canoe in his basement and try to take it across Georgian Bay in one piece. And like, Phil, I really respect that, but like, you have a daughter and a family, and like, you should probably just like pause for a little bit. I really admire more than anything else, you know, the courage that every person, I think, in my class has had to go on this journey and do it in their own way, and really do it with panache. Whether it's deciding that you are going to live in Ottawa no matter what, so you're just going to rank a bunch of different specialties that are going to put you there, or if you decided at an early age that you're going to be an orthopedic surgeon, so you don't need to go to class at all in first or second year, and you're just going to spend your time on your walking mat or in the OR. Or, you know, there's people like Tess who decided that every weekend in med school is best spent in a different country. And I really respect that. I think no one in our group has been afraid to just be themselves and do things the way that they felt they should be done, no matter, you know, like what other people might have thought or what other people might have said. And I'm really proud to have been a part of that. I think a big part of what let us do that is the way that we were there for each other. You know, and I think that's what makes us different from that old story about Icarus, you know, when Icarus fell, he fell all by himself. And I wonder what that story would be like if he had been as lucky as us, with people around to catch him and hold him, maybe give him their notes on like how to make a good pair of wings, and cheer for him once he got back up there, you know? Because I think for me, those moments where we were there for each other together are what have really carried me through, whether it was debriefing wonky exams in the wellness room, or, you know, chatting with a friendly face in the LaBelle after a hard day in the hospital, or even like an hour ago when I was like super nervous in that room about making this speech, and we were all just like laughing, trying to figure out how to put the hood on and like throwing Werthers at each other. Like, that's what it's all about. I'll really cherish the time I spent with you guys, becoming friends with you, learning with you, and really just getting to share this journey and live alongside you. I look back at that community and these relationships and everything we did and everything we shared, and I just think, man, I can't believe all of that was ours. You know, how lucky were we? And now, you know, as I look towards what lies ahead, I see a world awaiting us as doctors that is, uncertain and scary and full of ups and downs, and like probably AI everywhere that might do some good things and might do some bad things, and we'll probably do both of those. But more than anything, I see a future that really needs doctors like us. Because if we are, as physicians, the people that I know us to have been as medical students, will be people who won't dwell on like whether something was successful or a failure in the end. We will see the triumph in genuinely trying. We'll be brave enough to be ourselves, and we'll be there for other people to celebrate when things are good and just be together when things are bad. We'll comfort patients, and we will be role models to students, and we'll uplift communities. And knowing you guys, I know that the grass will be greener wherever you decide to water it. And I take a look at this room and I see all of these people who have loved us and taught us and cared for us and helped us grow into the people we are now. And I think as a sort of in recognition of my class's gratitude for all of you, I'm really happy to be able to present, this class gift of ours to the school. It's a beautiful painting by Leland Bell, who is from Manitoulin Island, and it's called Sharing Medicine Knowledge. And I think for me, the painting symbolizes, what a privilege we've had to have other people share their knowledge with us, and our responsibility now to go forth and share our knowledge with the people who are going to come after us. Thank you. And that leads me to us, us doctors. Oh, yeah. Sounds awesome. And I see our group here, and I realize that this is probably the last time that we're ever going to be in one place together. And it's hard for me to believe that this chapter of the journey is over. This last 4 years has really flown by, and I really feel like together we flew too. It's an honor to be able to help, close this chapter with you guys and to have shared this journey with you guys. And I look forward to the day where we can get together and reminisce on what a triumph this was and talk about all the cool things that we've gone on to do since. But for now, doctors, let's go be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mateo, for those heartfelt remarks, and congratulations once again to all of our graduates. I'd like to turn it over to President Green for some closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mateo, Dr. Orantia, for your inspiring valedictory addressing. And I just want to say I love the gift and the sharing knowledge. You may not know, but this is also a bit of a full circle moment for me seeing you give that talk, because my only lecture on rural medicine as a student at UBC in the early 1990s was from your grandfather. So congratulations. I also want a shout out to thank you for reminding us that normal is overrated, and that the flight of Icarus is a Greek myth and not just an Iron Maiden song. So thank you, Madam Chancellor, respected elders, faculty, staff, family, and friends for supporting these remarkable graduates. Et félicitations à Madame Lacroix, notre honorary degree recipient for tonight. Before you go, I offer two things. For our graduates, no matter where your career takes you, NOSM University will always be your home. N'oubliez pas que l'Université de l'Emno sera toujours votre foyer. Second, I leave you with these words. Wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity. You've taken your oath and will soon formally step into your roles as physicians and health professionals. As you do, take a moment to recognize that you are part of something larger than yourselves. Let that guide you, let it ground you, and let your humanity define you. And as you graduate, I say, go forward with humanity and be great. Allez de l'avant avec humanité et soyez magnifique. You are ready and the world is waiting. Bravo. My last comment is actually just a simple bit of housekeeping reminder that after the conclusion of this ceremony, we invite you to join us in Au Pied du Rocher, just across for a reception, and we hope that you will be able to join us to continue this celebration of our graduates. Thank you, and congratulations.